And we welcome you back. Here's what I'm happy to do. Tonight I'm going to profile the first African-American female combat pilot in this country's history. After graduating #1 in her flight school and surviving 2 combat tours in Iraq, Vernice Armour joins us to share her story. We've got an unbelievable picture that you have shared with us that we'd like to share with our viewers. Go ahead and put this picture up if you can. This is your gunship actually firing on a target. What was going on here?
The troops on the ground were pinned down. They didn't have any ammunition to fire back at the target. They called us in, said they needed some air support. We came around from the north. They talked us onto the target. We circled around, came back up, popped up. We're looking down in the chute. Now, mind you, we have 1 missile on the aircraft. It's a TOW, which is wire guided.
So it's you better hit, right? I mean,
exactly. Because lives are at stake here.
Failure is not an option.
Not an option. So I'm down in the sight unit looking through the camera. Target's locked on. Pull the trigger. Nothing happens.
Oh, my goodness.
Let it go. Pull the trigger one more time, hoping this thing comes off. And this missile is known to be a little unreliable. So we really didn't know. We were praying that it was going to work. 1.5 seconds later, shoots off, and it impacted the target. Jason followed up with 6 to 8 rockets. We pulled off to the right, and we later found out that day that the target was destroyed. They received no more fire. They were able to carry on with the mission.
Job well done.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, what haven't you done? I mean, it's amazing when I study your background, what you've been able to accomplish in your short time on Earth. Well, how are you using that as an example for other people that may want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, now I'm actually leaving the Marine Corps, but to carry on what my parents, with the Army, what the Marine Corps have blessed me with, and that is just the passion, purpose, and positive steps. Follow your dreams.
Yeah, but here's the issue. I mean, there are so many kids who could be, you know, eventually your sons or daughters or mine now, who are so caught up on the bling, as you say when I was reading some of your writings. How do you get them not to consider that and to consider things with perhaps a little more purpose?
Well, you know, it depends on what you want in life. If kids are interested in the PlayStation, I said, hey, who designed the PlayStation? Who came up with the graphics? Who does the marketing? If you like the Escalade, who came up with the prototype? We can do more than just be consumers.
And at one point you say, in what I was reading that you've written, look, I didn't choose to invade this country. I was sent there to do a job. Phil, amplify on that thought for me.
Well, you know, my grandfather was a Mumford Point Marine. He enlisted in the Marine Corps back in 1943. My father, Clarence Jackson, he joined the Marine Corps, was in Vietnam, 2 tours in Vietnam. My dad, Gaston Armour, he was in the Army. It's civic allegiance. It was giving back. To me, from a little girl, I wanted to be a police officer that rode a horse downtown. I actually asked for a pony at 6 years old. I got one, and most of my life have been looking for a way to give back to the community. And when my path was going down the road of joining the Marine Corps, I was like, okay, how is this supposed to go back to community and, you know, getting in the community and seeing the negative trends? I wanted to be that positive role model.
There's a picture of you with Barack Obama. Here's a guy who says the invasion was wrong, we never should have done it.
Right.
How do you put the two together?
I don't put the two together, to be honest with you. My job as a Marine Corps officer was to go over there, protect my brothers and sisters on the ground and in the air. The minute I start second-guessing the commander-in-chief or the powers that be, that's when I take my focus off of those men and women who are on the ground who also have their lives at risk.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've set the bar really high for a lot of us, and it's really a pleasure and an honor to be able to talk to you today.